Monday. Thank you so very much for tuning in to 98.3 FM, The Life. I'm sorry, there. Did you hear that music playing in the background there? All right, there you go. We're going to try that one more
One
time.
more time, take
Yeah,
2.
there you go. We're going to try that one more time. Rusty jumped in here and kind of scared me. I thought he was going to give me a hug. All right. Ignore everything you heard up till now. So happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank you again for tuning in to 98.3 FM The Life. You're listening to Bacon Bits with Master Happiness. And of course, I'm your host, Marty Jalove. We come at you every single Monday night at 7 o'clock to talk about your job, your career, your vision made clear, the skills that you hone for the business that you own, the ups and downs, the smiles and frowns, where you're at and where you're bound. And if you miss any of today's episodes, tune in later in the week to the recording. Listen in at Bacon Bits with Master Happiness, anywhere you listen to podcasts. As you know, I'm on a quest to bring you the industry best every single week. I have a very special guest, and no one is more special than the ever popular Tiffany. Say hello to the world there, Tiffany.
Hello, world.
Nice, nice. Tiff, I'm so glad you came in today. You saved the day. I was supposed to have Joe Janicki here. We were going to be talking about it was going to be part 2 in the series we're trying to do on teamwork, bringing in hiring a team. So we did this first thing about interviewing and setting the stage. Today we were going to be talking. The next step was going to be about onboarding. But his business is booming. It's
Yay,
growing.
good for
Yeah, he's
him.
doing really good. So he's opening a location. He works for, or he runs a spot called Brightway Insurance, the Janicki agency. Very original. But anyway, he's opening a second location in Florida. So that's where he's at. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So while we're up here freezing, he's down there basting in the sun,
Does that
right?
mean he's gonna end up retiring down there?
Nah, Joe's one of those kind of guys, he's never going to retire. So that's what that comes down to. So anyway, Tiff, this is really cool. I love this. This is a subject we're going to be talking today, a really special subject that is near and dear to my heart.
And my heart.
Yeah, good. I'm loving this a lot. And I've talked with plenty of people about this in detail on how you do this, how you start, how do you end, and it's really tough. And so for those of you listening, what we're going to be talking about is adult relationships. The whole idea of how do we create those adult relationships? How do we end those adult relationships? Because sometimes making friends are a little harder, but then shaking them off or ending it when it's just not working anymore is really difficult. You think about really strong relationships like a marriage, they rarely just end clean and happy, right? I mean, sometimes if everything works out right, they realize the time for the marriage dissolves and they go away as they can stay acquaintances,
Mhm.
friends, etc. But too often, what happens, it ends violently, or a lot of anger, a lot of sadness, that type of thing.
Not necessarily just marriages, but
Well,
relationships, dating and stuff like that.
yeah, exactly. And what I'm saying is, when you think about such an intense relationship like a marriage, that's going to end hard because it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And so
More legal.
yeah, exactly. Oh my God, a lot more legal. But friendships are one of those things we kind of overlook, and sometimes we can make really strong friendships that it's difficult to end. And I think part of it, before we even get into the whole bit of it, I think part of it is the level of the relationship, that one person takes the relationship more serious than the other person.
See,
And
I'm
go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Um,
Don't be sorry.
I'm actually friends with some old boyfriends.
Okay.
And my thought no,
Oh.
I if I'm in a relationship with someone and I care for them that much
Yeah.
and it doesn't work romantically,
Yeah.
I'm still friendly with them because I'm still friends with them. It
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean the romance part of it didn't work out, but the friendship part of it
Sure, sure.
would stay.
And you know what? Let me put it this way, that's an interesting topic in itself.
Oh,
And yeah, because
another show.
it's one, yeah, a whole other show. It's the idea here is that you are in a great relationship with Mark, right?
Mhm.
And the guy that you're friends with, that you're still acquaintances with, is that person in a good relationship? Do they have someone else, or are they single? Let me ask you that.
Oh gosh, there's a
Mm.
couple.
All right. There's a couple. So let's just
Yeah.
choose one. Is
Okay.
is our is that person in a relationship? If they are, it's fairly easy to keep it platonic. But if that guy is single, not dating anyone, and you guys are staying connected, there could be something else floating around in his head. Not to say that that's what you want, but you don't know necessarily what he wants.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
And it's just because uh, men and women's minds sometimes work slightly different.
really?
Yeah. What do you mean, really? To the men and women's
I
minds work
That's
slightly
what
different? Yeah, it's this whole idea, and I'm not saying it's happening, but it's very often sometimes that a single guy continues to stay friends with an ex, even if she's in a relationship, with the idea that possibly, maybe, could be, perhaps something rocky happens in that relationship, and then they have a chance. So
Hmm.
that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's happened to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying it could be, and so just uh, keep that in mind. And one of the things you got to keep in mind, we'll get into this, is boundaries. Is remember that some of the conversations you have with that person is you shouldn't be talking about Mark or your special your strong relationship. You shouldn't talk about the negatives in that. You don't use the old boyfriend to someone to say,
Right.
"Oh, and my husband does this and he's awful because of this,"
Oh,
because
right.
that's the stuff that they use to chip away.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Mark doesn't do anything wrong anyway, so
Oh, there we go. There we go. I think the only thing Mark does wrong is he doesn't listen to the show. So
actually he does. Now that we're on YouTube or we're on camera, he
yeah.
watches it on the big screen.
Nice, nice, awesome. All right, so there, I'll throw it back to you now. Now you're
Oh,
on screen. You say, "Hi, Mark.
okay.
I love you, Mark." All right, awesome. I just think that it is one of those tough things. Does it happen all the time? No, of course not. People can remain friends at different levels. And before we get into the whole thing, that was one of the things I wanted to dig into a little bit, was these different levels of friendship. Because as we're talking about making friends as adults and ending relationships or friendships as adults, we have to take a look at how we define those kinds of friendships. You know, when we were little kids and we were playing on the playground all the time, uh, we had tons of friends. You know, we had like, I have 10 different best friends. Okay. And it's kind of funny, like, how can you have 10 different best friends? But we had so many best friends.
And so many boyfriends.
Yeah, well, I didn't have many boyfriends. But, but we had a lot of best friends like that
Mhm.
because we were thrown into a world where we were surrounded by people with the same activities, the same time frame. We were in classrooms together, we're on the playground together. We did all these same things together. We lived close to each other. We went to the same school together. So we were thrust upon each other. So it was very easy to make friends without even trying very hard. Okay. Nowadays, what ends up happening is the people we meet are, well, I work with them, but we could be hours apart, living hours apart, right? We could have different lifestyles. Like you might not have children, but maybe someone you really like at work does have children. One person is single, the other person uh, is married in a relationship. And so you don't have as many things in common immediately, like
Right.
when you go to school together. Okay. So that's one of the toughest parts about making friends as adults, is the proximity to people who fit into your world.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So with that, what I want to do is I kind of broke it down to a handful of different levels of friendship.
Is this the bacon?
No, this is not the bacon.
Okay.
This is the heading up to the bacon, which I could have done, set it up as a bacon, but I just wanted to put it more uh very specific, and put it in order. So we're going to call this first one like the passerby. Okay. It's kind of like, the face, the name. It's the people that you see occasionally. It's the person, the barista that
The acquaintance?
not quite the acquaintance, but
Oh,
the
okay.
the the barista, let's say, that you buy coffee from, and they're like, they know your name, and you have to look at their tag and go, "Oh, Jennifer, hi, how are you? Oh, cold weather," right? And that's about the depth of the conversation, but you're friendly to each other.
Mhm.
Now, the next level comes up to the acquaintance.
Oh,
Okay. And this is where it's a little bit closer. Okay. This could be you work together. Maybe you know each other from the gym. So you might share a machine, or you're like, hey, when you're done with that, where there's more, uh,
more
uh,
sweat
yeah,
involved.
your sweat involved. That's right, right, exactly. But your contextual companions, you work together, you've got more in common. Okay, like you've come to the same place for the same reason, versus that person works there or something like that, right? So that's a little bit deeper, and you might have different conversations because you're talking about the things that are important to you, as far as I'm going to the gym, etc. The next, we start moving up, and we're going to call these people the casual friends. These are the friends that, hey, we're just having a good time. You want to go to the bar and grab a drink, that type of thing. It's just we run into each other at parties and stuff like that. And so it's the casual friend, no one that you're really going to go out of your way to call.
To text
Okay.
and say, "Hey,
Yeah,
we wanna go out."
exactly. Okay. Then you get to the close friends, and these are starting to get to the real deal. Okay. These are the ones that you start opening up to more. This is your close circle. This is like your closest friends, almost your closest friends, but not quite your best friend. Okay. And out of your close buddy net, the people that you surround yourself, the people you want to spend a lot of time with, then there might be one or two people in there that you're considering really, really close, your best friends. Okay. That you can really open up with, that you can actually cry in front of. Okay, that you look forward to talking with them so you can put your head on their shoulder. Okay, you're going to sit there going, man, it's just like everything is falling apart. I don't know what I'm going to do. You cry, they're going to give you the hug. And you think about that type of person. We all have someone like that, or we should have someone like that. And that's quite different than the first one where we talk about the passerby. Or I'm not going to go to the coffee shop and look across. Hey, Jessica, I know you're going to make my coffee, but I'm having a rough day. I just really need a hug. That doesn't seem right. Okay. Okay. So, first off, we have to look at those levels of friendship. Okay. And understand that certain ones are, it's easy enough to make the passerby or the really casual uh, connection. Those are easy because I'm just saying hi, sharing a smile. That's the end of it. Right. It would be odd if that person jumped from that level right up and wanted to be a close friend. Like, hey, my shift ends in another hour. Do you want to go out someplace? I'd be like, are you talking to me? Like, I just came here for coffee. Just because you write my name on it doesn't mean you know it. You know each other. All right. It could blossom into something. Okay. And it could grow, but obviously we're not going to jump levels. It's going to move up slowly. Okay. Nobody goes directly from that passerby or all the way up to the closest friend where I'm going to open up my heart to. But you can definitely move slowly. That person can become an acquaintance. All of a sudden you bump into them at the grocery store and you're like, hey, Jessica, how you doing? So this is where you buy your coffee? Ha ha ha. But before you know it, yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow. I didn't think that one was going to crack you up. But, so you start moving up and you start I'm putting you on camera. I
Oh,
love the I
no,
love the way
no,
you look
no,
when you're
no.
like, "Oh, there you go. She stopped. Nice." Alright, so anyway, you can start building a relationship. You start turning it from that passerby to the acquaintance to suddenly a casual friend, where, you're walking out of the grocery store together, right? Now you're kind of, that acquaintance level, and all of a sudden, she goes, "Hey, I was about to go grab something to eat. You wanna grab something to eat?" And you sit here and you're thinking, if the vibe is the same between the 2 of you, it doesn't seem strange.
Right.
But if the vibe's not there, you might be going, "No, I don't really wanna go grab something to eat." Like, you're thinking, in my mind, you're still the barista,
Yeah.
right? But if the vibe is, "Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I'm hungry. I could eat. Let's go." And you grab something, and then who knows where it goes from there, but it's gotta grow slowly, and sometimes what we hope is it's better if it can, let's say, die slowly. That person who you're really close to, suddenly you kind of realize, not because they did anything wrong, but the person you opened up to, suddenly you realize, you know what? Maybe they're not as empathetic towards my needs as I thought they were. So now instead of them being your best friend that you open up to, uh, they fall
They get
into
a
that.
demotion.
Yeah, they get a demotion and they fall into that friend group. You're still friends with them, but they're not, the closeness is gone. And I'm saying this, assuming they didn't hurt you. They didn't come out and laugh behind your back and say, "Oh my God, Tiffany's telling me all this time. I can't believe all this." Not that, but just you suddenly realize, yeah, they don't understand what I'm talking about. Maybe they became really close, but they don't have the same issues, the same
Okay.
problems you have. Go
So,
ahead. A Tiffany
a
story.
Tiffany story. Well, kind of.
All right.
So, I the last part you just
Yeah.
said, when they get you.
Uh-huh.
If there's someone that I just meet, let's say through a friend,
Uh-huh.
and we're talking, and sometimes I have to try to, or I feel like I have to try to explain myself so the other person understands where I'm going with
Yes.
someone. And if they get me right away, I say that they speak Tiffany.
There you go. Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
if they
There's a
s
oh, I've got it. I have a Google Translate that helps me speak Tiffany.
yeah. So certain people speak Tiffany, and that's what I call it, and so
Yeah,
I always laugh when I don't have to, like, repeat myself or explain what I'm trying to say. If they just get me,
yeah,
I
yeah.
I know we're friends.
Good, good.
So it's really I like it when they
Yeah,
speak Tiffany because I don't have to
completely.
try so hard. I could just be myself.
Exactly, right, which I think, perfect.
Oh,
I love how
yay!
you just said that. I love how you said that because think of this also is when you just said, "I can be myself." All right, and suddenly there are certain things you say, certain ways you act slightly different in front of different people,
Mhm.
okay? And it's these circles of people where you're like, "Oh, when I'm with this group, I'm gonna act this certain way." Maybe
Correct.
I mean, to the point where sometimes you're like, "I have to dress a little different when I'm with
Yes.
this group."
Yep.
Okay? And so it's neat when you get to that ultimate person, that close bonding person, the person you're gonna say, "This is my best friend, my closest friend." That's the person it does those little things don't matter. You know, you can go barefoot and see them, or you can be in a tuxedo and see them, and it's
Correct.
all okay. It's the different levels that there's a certain expectation because you fit in on that level, and some you fit in to, what they consider is expected. Okay. And so it's really it's first off, before we even got into the making friends and ending friendships, I wanted to make sure that we had a kind of an understanding that there's different levels of friends. Because again, from that first level, and I'm going to keep referring to her as Jennifer the barista, uh, it's really easy for me to end that relationship
You
because
could
I
go to another Starbucks.
exactly, that easy, or I just kind of go, "Hey, that's it. Yeah, usual," or I change my order, whatever, and walk away. It kinda it can it's much easier to end it, okay? Uh, but it's also because it's so superficial, so simple, just the sharing of a smile, those are the ones that you almost never need to end. It's only needs to end if that one of the people is at a different level and they want more out of the relationship. And we're like, no, we're supposed to be here. You want to take it to this level or higher. Then it starts making the whole thing feel uncomfortable.
Mm,
Right? So, uh, I always wished, and I tried, thinking about this. This is one of the reasons I love this subject that we're working on here is I figured for dating, okay, and I don't date anymore. Christy doesn't like me doing that.
oh,
Okay,
I hate
so
when that
yeah,
happens.
exactly. But I always thought, wouldn't it be cool if there was like these little things on the table? You know how when professionals play chess against each other and they have the timer? You ever see
Right,
that? And they
right.
click it. I'm done. You click it, and they go back and forth. But little timers to say, where are we in this relationship? Like you know, you come there and we talked on the phone. So I'm thinking you're number 5, and I'm like, well, I think you're at 7. And you get there and you sit down, you talk to each other, you see each other, and you adjust the number. Well, now I think you're an 8. I think you're at a 6. Okay. And you talk a little bit more. And while you're talking, you hit the dial so that it's really easy to look and go, oh, am I losing this or am I winning this? Am I charming? Am I not? Just to do
Gosh,
some
that would be horrible. You're like an, "Ooh, she's an 8," and then
right.
he's like, "Ooh, he's a 4."
Right, right. And then you say something like, well, that's interesting. And she clicks it down to 3 and then 2. And you're like, wait a second, what am I doing?
They don't speak Marty.
Exactly. You're missing out. And all of a sudden she picks it up, puts it in her purse, and walks away.
Yeah.
Right. But I just always thought it would be so cool for us to be that honest and open, but no one's going to want to do it because nobody wants to get their feelings hurt. Right?
Mhm.
And I think there's some power in that to be able to have that conversation openly. And the best that we do is it's kind of halfway through towards the end. Hey, I really like you. You want to let's do this again. That's the way we test the water.
Oh, yeah.
And if the person goes, yeah, I see you just got a lot going on in your life and stuff. I don't really know. Okay, then you kind of know what number you're at. Okay. What's worse is if you're like, oh, come on, please, please, let's try it again. No, you know that when I was saying you got a lot going on, no, thank you. That number's dropping quickly,
Yeah.
you know. So we have to have a way of doing that, and you're going to see this overarching theme as we converse more today. Is it's got to be about honest communication. Okay, you've gotta be honest about who you are and what your desires are, your needs, etcetera, what you're looking for in a relationship, and
Not right away.
yes, right away. Not that I'm not saying open up completely and walk in and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a platonic relationship. I am looking for somebody who's a level 2 friend." No, no. What I'm saying is be honest by not putting forth airs. Don't pretend you're someone that you're not.
Absolutely.
Be yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay? So this way, uh, you don't have to remember anything because you're pretending to be someone like, "What did I say I was?" Right? You're entering the relationship with honesty, and if this is this and if it works out at whatever level it is, all right, and it grows or it stays at some level, it's all good. And you don't have to say, "Oh my god, I always gotta pretend I'm someone different, or I have to act pretentious in front of this person in order to keep them friends." All right. You don't want to. You just have real friendships, right? And that's the most important. That's what I'm talking about being honest.
Okay.
I don't want us to sway too much into like, we started talking too much about dating.
Yeah.
And it's not about dating. It's
No.
just talking with people,
Yeah.
right? So that's what it comes down to. So today the bacon is going to be this.
Oh boy, I gotta take notes.
Yeah, you betcha. All right. So we're gonna break this down, and this is the 5 tools for better friendships. So it's not just it's I don't want to keep saying relationships because everyone starts thinking it's more of a sexual relationship. So this is just adult friendships, those types of friendships. So B is going to be this. B is for setting boundaries. It's really important for attracting friends as well as kind of ending a relationship. It's really important to understand our boundaries. A is being authentic. It's authenticity. It's kind of what I'm saying. It's about this honest communication about everything, the way we act, etc. C is going to be this, and this is a tough one.
Uh-oh.
C is courage. It's having the courage to be able to really be authentic and to say, kind of say, I don't want to hang out with this person anymore, or I have the courage to come to you and say, I would like to spend more time with you. That type of thing. O, and we're going to rely on this, is openness. Okay. Is really being open about yourself, what's going on inside. And then N is the most popular N word I ever use on this show for the past 5 years. And that's going to be nurture. Okay. And that is just, you got to nurture the relationships, every relationship you're in, whether it's spousal, whether it's
Best
parent and
friend.
child,
Yep.
friends, whatever, you've got to nurture it. You got to work on
Absolutely.
it if you want it to continue to work.
Absolutely.
So that's the direction we're heading into. And so, Tiff,
Oh,
if you were to, I'm going to throw it to you.
oh
All
boy.
right. Uh, if you were to say you got a handful of friends, like close friends,
I do.
people that you hang with, what's the number? About how many would you say are close friends?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm throwing it to you because then it'll
Yeah.
give me some time to think what I'm gonna say is
Oh,
close friends.
um, maybe 10-ish?
Really? 10 close friends? Good.
Yeah. Go on vacations with
Wow.
and
I don't wanna go on vacation with anybody.
you don't?
Only my wife. That's the
Oh,
only person I wanna the
I
rest of
do.
them,
I
yeah.
like going on
Vacation with
vacation.
friends, huh?
Friends and my husband, he's a really good traveler, but I
Cool.
love going on, trips, and so I figured those are the closest friends that I go on
Yeah.
trips with because you're, like, with them 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
So they have to be close friends. You're not gonna go on vacation with your barista. Right?
exactly.
Okay.
See?
All right. So I'm going to say for close friends, I'm going to keep them. My number is really probably about 5. Okay. And you think about this. This is a cool way that I was thinking about it. You don't have to mention any names or that, but imagine you were getting married right now.
Okay.
Okay. How many bridesmaids would you have, and who would be your maid of honor?
So
Right. So again, you don't have to mention names, but
no.
how many people would there be?
Okay, so that was another reason why Mark and I eloped.
Because Mark is like, I have 1 and you have 30.
So that's yeah. Um, I would probably be close to those 10.
Really?
Yeah,
Really? How difficult would it be for you to pick the maid of honor, the number 1?
that would probably be family.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that would be
yeah.
easy.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so I think that's fair enough. For me, it's tough because as soon as I say, "If I'm gonna get married, who am I gonna have stand up?" I'm going to narrow it down to family, okay? Because again, that's easy to say, those are the people. But if I expand it, I might expand it a little bit beyond 5 if I wanted to include all these people. It would be tougher to go, "Well, if I eliminate this guy, then I'm gonna eliminate this guy," and, you know, so I'm still gonna stick around that number about 5 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
Yeah, that's good because those are your closest friends.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it's neat also is I want you to think of 5 friends. 5 friends that you would consider are the closest of the 5. And I know you're gonna go, "But I love all 10 the exact same."
Yeah, the closest friends would probably be the longest friends I've had.
Okay, all right, that's fair
So,
enough.
yeah,
Okay, and so what I want you to do is this, is think of what you love about those friends, okay? Because one of the coolest things is that the people we surround ourselves, the people we're calling our closest friends, are a reflection of ourselves. The things we see in them are the things that we see that we love about ourselves or that we wish we could be.
okay,
Okay.
I would
It's
agree with
our
that.
friends are mirrors. We're
Yeah,
looking for,
okay.
and so when people say, oh, opposites attract, it's because we see we're lacking something and we want something. Okay. And so you can see some of that stuff. Anything that you feel like you want to, anything you want to share without, that of something you see in somebody, you're like, oh, I wish I was that person. I wish I was that much like that person, or oh my god, her and I have this so much in common. And if you don't have anything, I mean, it's personal, so if you don't have anything, that's okay too.
Um, I would say a lot of well, not a lot, my closest friends, the oldest friends, um, their jobs. I always
Oh,
admired
okay.
how smart they are, and I guess it's not necessarily a job, but, like, my one friend that I went to high school with,
Yeah.
I was so jealous because she was always on the honor roll, and she went to class and she listened, and then it stuck. So she really didn't
Oh,
have to
okay.
study.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
she was all through high school, she was like that, and with jobs. Then
yeah.
she would learn a job and she would pick up so quick, and so she moved up and moved up because she was so smart, and I always told her, "You're so smart, you're so smart."
That's cool.
So
That's very cool.
that's, something that I really admired
I like that. I
about
like that.
her, and I wish I had.
Okay. All right, cool. So for me, I look at some of my friends. I've got somebody who's very energetic, very outgoing, a constant drive.
More than you?
More than me,
Oh
and
my
so
gosh.
I look upon that, I'm like, "Oh," keep going, keep going. That person is a driving force for me. I know I've got somebody close to me that's a nurturer who's, like, always, "Hey, watch out for yourself. Are you okay?" That type of thing, taking care of me. I have somebody else who is, an intellect and like I would say a philosophical equal that we share ideas and deep thoughts and it's just really fun. Like I learned something from him, he learned something from me. I've got somebody who I love the fact that he's a great cheerleader, but also
Kicks your butt?
really intelligent.
Oh.
Okay. And so I can learn from this person, right? And I got another guy who's just nothing more than a cheerleader. Just like everything I do is just awesome, awesome. I love it. And so I surround myself with those kind of people because they give me the things that I need
Aw.
as well as they give me something to strive for. Okay. So it's really cool when you think about this. The first time I ever heard about anything similar to that was the idea that they said when you play golf, okay, and you're in a foursome, you play to the level of your foursome, right? So if I play with three really good players, I'm going to have one of the best games of my life. I'm still going to be the worst out of the four, but I'll have the best game of my life, right?
You're yes,
Of my life.
you. Okay.
Vice versa, they're playing with me, so their game is gonna suck. Game is gonna fall in the hole, and they're gonna go, "Man, I'm having the worst day of my life." I'm like, "Oh, I'm having the
Oh,
best day of my life." Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And so it's everything like that. If you find yourself surrounding yourself with your closest friends, your tribe, your posse, your people, if they're negative, if they're dragging you down, or you enjoy them because you feel you're better than them, find a new group of friends. Yeah, exactly. Because you don't need to feel good about yourself by looking down upon other people. You don't need to surround yourself with people who are negative and pulling you down.
Yeah,
You need people who are going to push you to be your best, congratulate you, nurture you, build you up.
my
Okay.
friends do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Tiff, we're at the bottom of the hour right
We
now.
are not.
Oh, we are. We are. I can tell by the big clock on the wall behind you. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a momentary break. And then when we come back, we are going to dig deep into the bacon.
Deep into the
You got it,
bacon.
baby. All right. So everyone stay tuned. The second half is even better than the first. Hey, and welcome back. Thank you so very much. Oh, if you only could hear the stuff that I hear, that's why I don't turn Tiffany's mic on all the time. All right. Now you're live. Now you're live. Okay. Oh, the fun we have during that short break. So thank you so very much for staying tuned in to 98.3 FM, The Life. You're listening to Bacon Bits with Master Happiness. And I'm your host, Marty Jalove. And on the other side of the table here is Tiffany.
Hello.
Never stops cracking me up. So today we're talking about adult friendships, how to make them, why they're important, as well as how to end them when they've kind of used up their time, let's say. And it sounds cold to talk like that, but I think it's important for us to understand that our life is this massive photo album, right? And it's so important that sometimes it's nice to have those memories. And not everything can live up to those memories. And when people say, "Oh, we should get together because you know how we used to have so much fun doing that," that doesn't necessarily mean you should do it again because everything worked out and it worked so perfectly. You were younger, you were different people, different problems, and it was great. Just hold on to the memory and create new memories.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I'm loving how you're shaking your head. You got something
Oh,
to add to that?
no, I just totally agree with you.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, everything you said, I agreed 100%.
right.
It's all memories. It's a photo book, like you said.
How about it?
It's awesome. That was cool. I
Thank you,
liked it.
thank you. I would rather have, and this maybe you'll like this. I'd rather have this photo album, pages and pages and pages of memory, than just one postcard of one memory that I'm going to continue to want to relive.
Yeah,
Okay, let's continue to just keep making more and more memories all the time, right? That's the most important thing. Except this, Tiff,
oh
I want
boy,
to do this every Monday with you.
you
All right. Yes,
do.
I do.
And he says that about Joe.
Yeah,
Joe, I want to
that's
do every
every
Monday
Monday.
with you.
Yeah, see? So that's how I form relationships, all based on lies. Okay. All right. So we get into this whole thing of going, we talked a little bit about why adult relationships are more difficult to make than when we were kids. And it's because of the proximity to people, the what we've got going on in our life. I mean, we have full lives. When we were kids, it was just get up, eat cereal, go to school, play for a while, watch cartoons and go to bed, right? And so there wasn't. I mean, now I think about it like that's pretty much my adult life too. Okay, but it's our adult life should be a little bit different. And we have a lot of complexities. We have other relationships. We have things that are affecting us, things that scare us, things that anger us, things that sadden us. And so we need to still surround ourselves with people, but we need people we can trust. Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, with that, we're going to get into this. So, the first thing is how do you form these adult relationships? And it's going to be about setting boundaries first off. Okay. And boundaries are set up, and you're going to like this, Tiff. I got notes like all over the place
I
here.
like it. I
You,
was hearing the paper move, and I'm
yeah,
looking around like,
yeah,
"What
yeah.
the heck
Nope,
is that
nope,
your noise?" It's
nope.
like surround sound.
Exactly. Nope. This one is not. This one is it's my papers and my phone here. So boundaries are we're looking at about six different types of boundaries. All right.
6.
Six different types of boundaries that we have to
Oh,
think about.
boy.
All right. So the first one you think about is space. All right. And this is the physical space of, you've met people who just stand a little too close to you. Okay. Yeah. That's why I put this big table
Exactly.
between us. I'm like, no, you don't have to sit over there. Sit over there. Right. No, but some people stand a little too close. And the people who move up that line of friendships, the really closest friends, those are the ones you want the closest to you. And different people, like again, let's go to Jessica or Jennifer,
Jennifer.
Jennifer, the barista. If she came around the counter and just stood next to you, put her arm around you, what are you going to order today? I'd feel a little awkward. So space is one of those boundaries that sometimes it's we know where the boundary is. We can sense where the boundary is between people. Okay. The next one is time. Time is a big boundary. How much time am I willing to give to you?
Gotcha.
And when do I cut off my time? Remember, ending or establishing that type of boundary is it's always like I'm saying no to this person. I'm saying no to this person, but you always got to remember you're saying yes to something else. That's what it is. And sometimes it's saying yes to my own personal health, right? Okay. The next one I'm going to call taboo. It's the taboo subjects. We have boundaries on how we talk about sexuality, how we talk about politics, that kind of stuff. That there are certain people, I'm going to be friends with you, but I don't want to talk about these subjects.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't like those types of jokes. I don't like anything like that. Right. Uh,
And the true friendship is they respect that and not do it.
exactly, exactly. The next one we're going to talk about is material boundaries. All right. How am I going to have you at my house? Will I let you use my car? Will I borrow you some stuff? Like, how do I, the possessions that I own, like, where is our connection?
Yes.
Do I get, I remember giving DVDs to people when people watch DVDs, give them some DVDs. And then suddenly you're like going, it's been like 6 months. They didn't return that DVD, right? What's going on here? So it's those kinds of little things of who do I trust enough to give my possessions to? Okay. Or I allow into my home, into and to touch my things. Okay. So that's another boundary we set up. And then lastly, and not leastly, is emotional. Our emotional, who am I going to cry in front of? Who am I going to open up in front of? Who will I allow to make fun of me knowing it's a joke? Vice
That's
versa.
that's a big one.
Yeah.
Especially I'm very sensitive.
Yeah.
So
Really?
yeah, smart Alec. That was pretty funny though. So since I am sensitive, people that I trust and that I'm friends with
Yes.
totally could joke around with me and make fun of me, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get that.
Right.
But
Right.
only close friends could do that.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Think about like if somebody made fun of you eating cookies, how upsetting that would be.
Right?
Yes. Like how
Like,
dare they?
how dare they call me
Right.
fat?
It only took only took you 2 years to understand that I was at a different, level of our relationship, all right? So it's really important when we're talking about boundaries is to understand those, set those boundaries. We have to understand them ourselves, where we're drawing those lines, okay? And, also then communicating those boundaries in some way to those other people, all right? And the best way I view those boundaries is think about a fence around our yard as the boundary. Is it gonna be one of those 2-foot tall wire fences that's, that
Oh, right,
that
right, right,
that
right.
just kinda
That you could
identifies
walk over?
right, right, that, dogs are jumping back and forth into your yard, and then you're like, I'm setting boundaries, I don't understand why nobody respects my boundary." Or vice versa, are you setting up a 12-foot steel wall, and you're like, "How come nobody ever comes and visits me?" Okay? So we have to, be careful how we set boundaries, but we still have to set the boundaries anyway and understand if they are open boundaries, we are going to let people in, as well as, let ourselves open up ourselves to other people, sometimes more than we expect. Okay, so we have to be really careful how we set those boundaries based on the level of people and which those boundaries are. Okay, all
Okay.
right, because there's probably some people I make jokes about with those taboo subjects. We'll make jokes because we have that similar sense of humor, but maybe if something was really bothering me deep down inside, maybe that same person isn't the same person I would lean on,
Oh,
okay? So, I have different boundaries for different people, okay? Make sense?
makes sense.
Okay. All right. So with that, think about this. How do you end up ending that relationship as an adult? You're like, you start getting into that point going, I thought this was the person I could open up to, and now I'm realizing it's not the right person.
I don't think you necessarily have to break it off,
No.
but maybe they'll just go down lower in the
Bam!
chain.
Oh, you
Oh,
are so good at
yes.
this game.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Right, there you go. So, Tiffany, I'm not making you cookies anymore.
Oh, that's
Just letting you
okay.
know. All right, but that's now you can see it's that same thing. You're right. Some of those boundaries, because so many of those boundaries are implied, you don't have to really talk about them, but sometimes you do. Let's say it's somebody who's constantly making jokes on those taboo subjects, right? You might have to get to the point of going, I don't appreciate that type of humor. And it's just that easy to go, you might find it funny, but I don't. And so I would appreciate it. You would
Oh,
so share.
Tiffany, you're so sensitive.
I am sensitive. You're right. You're right. Thank you for noticing that. So in the future, please don't make those jokes in front of me. Bam.
Oh, bam.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is that whole type of thing. It's the same with people getting really close to you, going, "Hey, can you step out of my personal space? I have a thing about personal space. I don't like people, where I can feel your breath." Okay,
Yeah.
that type of thing. So sometimes you might have to say it, but most of the time, those kind of boundaries are, implied enough that people pick up on them. Okay,
Um,
and I like how you said, and then, you demote them down the list. I wish we can come up with a better name than demotion, but
so there was something though that I wasn't used to.
yet.
Okay, so my close friends, my very close friends, and this been years and years, but they would when I would leave or I would show up at their house or at the restaurant, wherever, I'd get a big hug.
Okay.
And that actually put me off a little bit because I wasn't used to it.
Ah,
And now I'm a little offended if I don't get my hug because I
interesting.
love it so much because it shows how they, how they feel about me.
Yep,
And
yep.
I love that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
at first I was caught off guard, like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And now I figured out that it shows how much they care about me,
Yep, yep.
and I love it. And so
Well, it also shows, like, what level of friendship you're in, or and it also shows you their boundaries. They have, uh, looser space boundaries. They like to hug,
yes.
or they like to hug you. Because I've been in situations like that, Tiff,
Oh, no.
where, I'm walking into a business, group, a business setting, right? And I know a bunch of people, and there's some guys, I walk over there, shake hands, and some guys pull a little closer where we, like, chest bump, pat each
Oh,
other on the
right.
back. Another guy I look at, we just shake hands, right? A woman walks over, I give her a hug. "How have you been?" Another woman walks over, I shake her hand, and it's amazing because 'cause you're like going, wow, the greeting with everybody is so dramatically different because it doesn't feel right to hug some of those other people, and it doesn't feel right to not hug these other people.
Yeah.
And so you have to kind of go with it, and you kind of feel, where are they? What's their temperature?
Yes.
Okay. And one of the best things I found is you show your palms. Okay.
Show
You
your
go to
palms.
Yeah, you open your hands like that, whether it's going pointing down, like you put your hands out like this, because that opens your hand, you open your hands out like this, and what that does is it allows the person, if they want to hug, they open their arms up and you can hug them, but your hands are open like that. If they put out a hand to shake your hands are ready to just shake their hand, and your other hand can grab their
I
hand.
have never heard
Yeah.
that
But
before.
the palms being open is showing, look, I am open to a greeting.
Open
Okay.
to whatever
Yeah,
you
whatever
wanna
you
give
want. I'm all
me.
here, baby.
I'm here.
Right,
So,
right.
like, are you saying just down or like,
Yeah, like you're handing over a bowl of fruit. There you go, like this. You're handing over, I'm trying to get it up on the
"Oh,
camera. Yeah.
doesn't that look
Just
kinda weird?"
no, no, it's like, "Hey," it's almost like, "Hey, slap me 5," right? That kind of thing. I mean,
Have anyone ever
you know
done
what?
that before?
Well, it's like
Have
not
you?
not lately, not lately. But in other words, I'm putting them really close to myself because I'm in the camera. But if you stand there and your hands are low enough and you put your hands as you're walking towards the person, you open up your hands like that, like you're coming to greet them.
Uh-huh.
See how they receive that, because that's easy to turn into a hug. It's easy to turn into a handshake.
Huh,
Okay?
I never
Because
heard
it's
that.
easy like that. Plus, when they see their hands, the palms of your hands, you're open. You're not hiding anything. It's just, hey, it's just me. Like, hey, how's it going? You think about that. You see somebody you haven't seen in a while. You're not going to cross your arms and go, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So you're going to put your hands out. Hey, how's it going? Like that. So that's what I want you to think about, and it's
Yeah,
a good way to judge how open they are. Okay.
okay.
All right, man. We now we got to fly. Now we got to keep moving. So we get into this after the boundaries, which we've talked about quite a bit. Is the authenticity.
Oh, we are.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
sorry.
know. No, that's all right. That's all right. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. And I think it's really important to be authentic. Be true. Be true to yourself. This is who I am. This is who I'm coming. Uh, this is how I'm coming to this conversation. I'm being true to myself. I don't. I don't mind if somebody is in a relationship and they don't open up as much. They keep certain things hidden. The difference, that's still being authentic. I'm not going to open up. I'm not going to give you everything about me. uh, Violating authenticity would be me lying to you, pretending something else. Okay. Becoming the person I think you want me to be to keep the friendship going. That's not being authentic. So instead, just come being authentic, be a little vulnerable, talk about who you are when even, hey, oh man, I had a rough day today, but made it through it. Whatever it is, open it up. And however deep you open it up, opens the door for them to be the same way.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So if you want to continue those relationships, I mean, anything, forming that relationship, you want to do that more and more. Okay. On the flip side, it's that same thing of being authentic when you want to downgrade that relationship or you want to kind of end the relationship. Hey, I know we talked about going to the concert together and stuff. And yeah, I just, I've been thinking about it. And I hope you got time that you can find somebody else or whatever it is. You got to be open with this and just say, I can't make it. Okay. Be honest and open about it. Don't do,
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to downgrade you.
yes, exactly. You are now a level 2 friend. Boink. All right. So it's really important again, just be authentic, be true. Don't go, it's me, it's not you. Don't go, it's you, it's not me. Either of those. Just be honest. This is what it is. You know what? I thought about it. I don't really want to go to the concert. You know, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is, but be honest and open. Okay. Which leads us to courage. C is for courage. Okay. And this is where I said earlier on, this is the toughest one because it's so easy to go, oh my God, this person, I haven't talked to this person in a long time. They want to get together. I got to get together with them. Fine, I'll spend the evening with them because I don't have enough courage to tell them I want to end this relation. I don't want to hang out with you. Or I only like bumping into you occasionally. You want to hang out more. I don't have the courage to do that. So what ends up happening? I marry the person. I spend 40 years with them, realizing I didn't know how to end the relationship. Right? uh, not that that ever happens. All right.
I,
No, no, no. But that's the whole idea is you have to have the courage to say this. You know what? I have to think about what's best for me first. I have to come up with what's best for me first before I can be a whole person for other people. And if all I'm going to do is do things I don't like, I don't appreciate to make someone else happy, and I'm not getting something out of it, okay, I've got to have the courage to end it. There's always a give and take in every relationship. There's a certain amount of things that I'm willing to give or give up because I know I'm getting something back. And the things I'm getting back could be respect, love, a sense of humor, just a smile, whatever it is, anything that I need, I get back from a relationship. I have to be also willing to give those things. And I have to be able to willingly give up things that I would say I don't really want to give this stuff up, whether it's time, possessions, my space, whatever it is, my emotions, but I'm willing to give up some of that to save this relationship. And that's why there's these depths of relationships. And the stronger, the closer the relationship, the more apt I am to give up things to keep that relationship strong versus the simple, even acquaintances. I'm going to give up a lot less for them because I'm not asking for anything in return either. Okay. So that's the being really courageous about that. And that kind of explains a lot about which is openness. Okay. Uh, when we're making friends, I think openness comes in play. You're about to smile.
I was
I'm gonna
gonna say,
yeah.
will you be my friend?
Yeah, exactly. And you gotta say it in that accent.
Exactly.
Right.
Please be my friend.
There you go. But I think openness plays here in the idea that I have to be open to new friends. I have to be open to the idea that these people that for some reason, it's clicking. I seem to like them, but they're going to be different. Okay. They're not carbon copies of my other friends. They're different people. So I have to be open to their ideas. I have to be open to the way that they act. I have to be open to their sense of humor. Whatever it is, openness is really strong here. Okay. It's again, it's got to have courage to say, I'm going to test this water. Okay. To see what this is like. All right. And on the flip side, I have to be open with them if it's not working out. Same thing. I'm going to be open with you and go, yeah, it just, we're not going to get to, I'm not going to go hiking with you in the woods. Okay. And I don't trust you in the woods, whatever the deal is. Openness is really important. And it's going to it's going to keep going back to what's inside here. It's what's important to me. I have to be 100%. I got to be taking care of myself 100% if I ever expect to be a good friend. Okay. And if I am stuck in a relationship with a friend, whatever the level it is, and I'm stuck there and I'm being forced to do things that I don't want to do to save the relationship, I've got to ask myself those deep questions. Why am I doing this? Why do I keep doing this? This relationship is hurting me where it's supposed to be helping me. It's supposed to be helping me evolve and become the best version of myself. We talked a little bit before about when we surround ourselves with those people, those are either they mirror the best qualities of us or they exemplify the person I want to be. Right. And if you are surrounding yourself with friends and acquaintances who do the opposite of that, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this person's always acting this way. I would never do that. Or they're such negative. They drag you down. If you're surrounding yourself with that, you've gotta back away from that. You gotta pull yourself away from those people.
I have one of my close friends, and we had, a mutual friend,
Okay.
and the friendship kind of ended between the one girl,
Yeah.
and I was hurt over it because we were very close, but my other friend told me she gave us something that we needed at that time,
Yeah.
and we don't necessarily need it now.
Oh, that is
And
so
I'm when
nice.
she said that, I'm like, "That makes total sense,"
Yep.
because I kept looking at the past. "Well, we did this, we did this, we did this," and she's like, "We're not there anymore."
Right.
And
Right.
that friendship doesn't necessarily it's not the same as it was, and we don't need and then she doesn't need what I had in the
Yeah.
friendship, and I don't necessarily need what she
Beautiful.
gave, and it really stuck home.
I like that. I like that a whole lot.
Yeah.
I guess the toughest part is, and going back to how we began the show, is these 5 levels of friendship. Is if she's at one of these low levels and you thought she was your closest friend, and she
Exactly.
suddenly goes, "Yeah, we don't need, there's not that need anymore."
Exactly.
That tears you apart.
Yes.
Yeah, and so it's really difficult, but it's the only way you can do this.
And then
Uh,
it takes a while, but then you realize
it's
it was
right.
true, it was right.
You gotta rip the Band-Aid
You
off.
gotta rip the Band-Aid off.
That's it,
Yep.
that's it, and I wish, uh, as I was doing some research in this, I kept saying, "I want the magic potion, I want the perfect line," right? I wanna be able to say just the right thing so that everyone walks away and everyone's okay, and I love the way that you did that, that the way that you just stated that was as close to the perfect line as possible,
Yeah.
because some people are gonna be hurt, and the people who are hurt were at a different level. They
Yeah.
thought they had something more,
Yes.
and there's some
Yes.
there's some solace you can take in that to say, "Wow, I was a better friend to them. I was the friend that they needed." Okay? But that doesn't mean I have to stay that friend because I'm not being that friend for them is not what I need as an individual, and I've gotta think of myself first. Okay? So I want you to I'm gonna put it back on you. I want you to
Oh.
say it one more time.
Oh, I
What did
don't
she
even
s
know. What?
Oh, yeah, you do.
Wait, wait.
Yeah,
Oh
think about it.
gosh.
Oh, now, come on, you said it poetically before.
Did I really?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh,
You
thank
made me
you.
cry a little bit,
Okay, just a little bit.
just a little bit.
Um, what what the relationship you had back then isn't necessarily the relationship you need now.
Perfect.
Yes?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yes. Does it work for
What's
you?
that?
Does it
It
work for
works
you?
for now. I didn't
Right,
know if I said
right.
it right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and so I want us just to think about that, uh, being able to come up with some way, you don't have to use those words exactly, but to come up with some way to articulate that let's let's treasure those memories. Okay, whatever the deal is. Uh, and some people are probably listening. How about this? How about we just avoid them? Why can't we just ghost the person and never call them again? And I go, in a lot of ways, that's so cold because then the person walks away with no closure, and they feel like, what happened? Why doesn't this person ever call me? Right? And it's difficult to do, and it's not fair to the other person. And the reason we ghost people and the reason we don't say those
'Cause
words.
you're cowards.
Yes, yes, because it's not because, "Well, that seems terrible, that's gonna hurt their feelings." No, you're not worried about their feelings. You are worried about your feelings when you say the words to them.
Mhm.
Wow, that is you said it, baby. Alright,
Thanks, Marty.
yeah.
I just bumped
So,
you up.
there you go. Very nice. And I was looking for the words to end our relationship. Now I know. So the last one here is N, which is nurture. Okay. And it goes both ways. If I am in a relationship that I really like and I want to move up that level of that other level to a closer friends, I've got to continue to nurture it. I've got to have open communication. I've got to constantly talk with the person. I've got to test the waters a little bit, right? And then see where it's going to go, but understand that just because I want to escalate it doesn't mean that other person wants to escalate it. Okay.
What I do, and I love doing it, and that's why I do it, is I send my a text.
Okay.
Almost,
And you do you want to be my friend?
yeah. They're my close friends, and when I nurture it,
Yeah. Yes.
then that's what I do. I text, I say hi because I want them to know I'm thinking about them,
Okay.
and I really cherish the friendship.
Beautiful.
So I even if it's just a good morning
Yeah.
or hi, how are you doing?
Right. Right.
I really put myself to that because I want the other person to know how much they mean to me.
That's beautiful.
And I do. I love my friends so much. They are family, and I do.
Nice.
So I
Good
try
for
to
them.
nurture it.
I'm gonna say, "Hi, Tiffany's friends. Hope you're
Hello,
listening."
everybody.
Tiffany's wonderful.
Love you all.
So, with that, it's like, we talked about earlier, every relationship, takes work.
It
If
does.
if you're not willing to put in the work, then you can't be upset with what you get.
Correct.
All right? And now on the flip side, it's the same thing, is if I have a relationship with somebody and I'm friends with them and I enjoyed that time, they're one of the many pages in my photo album, right? If it's that point where I'm kind of disappearing, but I see they're still feeling strong, I've got to think about that too. Not only am I nurturing myself, but I've got to be able to come up with a way of saying goodbye to them. Okay, I've got to do that because I owe it to them because we were in a better relationship. Okay,
It
sounds like
does sound like
it's
breaking
yeah, it
up,
does sound a lot like it,
like a
right? But there's got to be a way for us to say that. And I know there's a lot of people out there listening going, "Damn, I'm just gonna end it. I just stopped taking their calls." Okay, and they'll get it. And there's many times that that happens, but I'm talking about the deep, close relationships when we get this thing idea of that those levels that we talked about. There are very few of those levels that you can call at 2 a.m. to go, I need help. Right? I'm not going to call Jennifer the barista. Hey, it's 2 a.m. Who are you? Large black, Marty, right? Come help me, right? But there's different levels of those people who you can trust with so much. And those are the people that if you end up changing, all right, they deserve something to understand because they don't deserve to think that they did something wrong to ruin a relationship.
Yeah, and they're also the, close friends that would say, "What the heck is going on with you?"
Exactly.
Because they know something's different. So
Exactly.
they will say, "Okay, Tiff, something's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's wrong?"
Right. Right.
And then I could say, "Well, I would never do it because I don't wanna lose the friends." So
So you're
so
like,
they would have to
I
get rid of me, I wouldn't get rid of
yeah,
them.
exactly. No, no, I would still be a friend. Tiff, I need you to come and help us move. Okay, okay. Yeah, I know you would.
I
Right.
know, you're right.
Yeah. I bought a little pickup truck specifically so I could tell people I'm not gonna help them move. Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
So with that, Tiff, a quick review when we're thinking about this, whether it's making friends, making new friends as adults, which is really tough, or ending those relationships, or even just lowering them through those different levels. Okay. We're going to be setting boundaries. That's the B. We are going to be authentic with ourselves and with them. We're going to be have the courage. That's the C, to be authentic and have the courage to be open. And most importantly, if they're important to us, we're going to nurture those friendships.
absolutely.
All right.
That was a good one.
Thank you. Thank you, Tiff. And look at this. We are at the bottom of the hour.
See, that's how good you
This is
are.
it's you, baby. It's all you. So I appreciate you. And next week, Tiff, you're going to be back, right?
If you want
Uh,
me.
of course. How could I do this without you? All right.
Aw.
So we're going to be back, and next week we're going to be talking about chronic complainers. Okay.
Oh,
You're,
boy.
you're loving that one, huh?
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
All right. All right. So until then, thank you so very much. If you
Thank
missed
you.
any of today's show, tune in later in the week to Bacon Bits with Master Happiness anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thanks again. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.